Hey there, I'm Tasha. I'm one of the health and wellness coaches at the Waukesha Employee Health and Wellness Center. And right now I'm going to be doing a really quick demo on the shredded crockpot chicken and the baked chicken and veggies that I like to prep every week, usually Sunday evenings ahead of time for lunches and dinner for the week. I don't have kids of my own yet, but we know a lot of the population that we serve here does. Whether you have kids of your own or not, or if you work full time, or if you have a long commute, or whatever the time challenges that you have, this will hopefully be relatable and helpful for those of you watching that are looking for quick, healthy recipes that check all the nutrition boxes, but don't take a lot of time to make and can be very versatile, made in different ways, different flavors. To keep you from getting bored, but also to continually save you time in the kitchen. So that's why my favorite kitchen appliance is a slow cooker or a crock pot. As you can see, I have two, smaller one here and then a normal, like larger size one in the back. What I used for this demo for food is Kirkland, which is the Costco signature brand frozen chicken. This big bag back here is about 6.5 pounds, costs $18 to $20, and usually has between 8 and 12 individually wrapped frozen chicken breasts in it. I counted this bag has 11. So again, it's 6.5 pounds, just however that breaks down into the individually wrapped chicken breasts. So 5 days of the week. This is, what I use for the lunch prep. So that's going to be basically, 5 days, one chicken each day. That's bag is going to be at least 2 weeks worth of chicken for the lunch prep I'm going to show you. So that's good to know. Comes out to $10 a week, basically, then for this $20 bag of frozen chicken. Other ingredients I used is this, also from Costco, their Kirkland signature brand, the Normandy style frozen veggies. They have other frozen veggies. They have just broccoli. They have, I don't know what it's called, but it's not the Normandy style. It's a different vegetable frozen medley mix. If you don't like some of the things they have in this blend, there are other options. And then also this bag here is from Costco as well. This is diced chopped frozen cauliflower. So you may have heard the term riced cauliflower. That's what this is. It's frozen, it's already riced, so chopped up like rice, but it's cauliflower. So this brand is called Tropic Land. This is not a Costco Kirkland brand, but it is at Costco. So in the frozen freezer section, good to know to look for that. I use this as a base with one of the crock pot recipes I'm going to show you in substitution for rice. And this is one mini like steam size bag of the chopped up riced cauliflower, but there are 4 bags like this, and they're bigger, like gallon size bag like this. So just know that you're getting a lot because it's Costco when you look for these things, which is where I like to go there and buy in bulk, and then typically you're good for a few weeks. So that's the other ingredient that I used. For crock pot recipe number 1, I love this chicken tikka masala sauce that I found, again, courtesy of Costco. As you can see, it's part of a 2-pack. So the first can I used earlier today while prepping the crockpot recipe to show you what the finished product is going to look like. And I'll kind of walk you through how I made this and what it took to throw this together. Literally super easy, just threw it in there. So for the shredded chicken tikka masala, I put in 3 of the frozen chicken breasts to the crock pot, and then I just dumped in 1 full can. This is 18 ounces of the sauce. And this isn't like an Indian style food flavor. If you haven't had it before, maybe instead of buying two 18-ounce cans, try to find a place that you can get a smaller amount and sample it first. Make sure that you like the flavor. So I love it. This happens to be organic. I'm not necessarily saying everything has to be organic. This just happens to be, so I guess added perk. The ingredients are organic ginger, garlic, onions, masala, turmeric, coriander, cayenne, red pepper, tomato paste, spice, and what else? Nutmeg. Did I say ginger yet? I know I said cayenne. A lot of seasonings. Basically, it's a tomato paste base and then a lot of really flavorful seasonings. So just make sure to look at the back side and go through the ingredients list here if you have any allergies, aversions, or just get an idea of if these are all flavors that you're going to enjoy. So just to give you an idea of the breakdown here, for one serving size, which is a 1/4 cup, and there are 8 servings in these 18-ounce jars. One serving, 1/4 cup is 70 calories. 6 grams of carbs, 4 grams of fat, gram of protein. So overall pretty low and everything here. So again, if you're putting one of these whole cans into a week's worth of shredded chicken, you're keeping the calories per serving per meal very low. So what I did is, like I said, 3, or you can do more depending upon if you want, the sauce, the masala sauce to chicken ratio to be different. I'll show you what this looks like so you can get an idea if you want more or less chicken than with your sauce. I put 3 chickens in with 1 can, and this is what it turned out to look like. So you can hopefully get a good idea. The chicken shreds and pulls apart really nicely. And then we get some sauce here, enough at the bottom to cover, and submerge all the chicken in it. But it's not, too runny. It's kind of like a stew consistency. So again, just to give you an idea. These are frozen, and I put them in this crock pot on high, and it took about 6 hours for 3 frozen chickens to cook in here with 1 can of the sauce. By the time it's finished, this is what it looks like. I put a cup of the frozen riced cauliflower in the bottom here. So that's what you kind of see is a light colored at the base, and then the top I just spooned over the shredded chicken tikka masala. So this will be my lunch for tomorrow. So that is number 1. That's done. Set it and forget it. That's why I love crock pots. You can walk away. It doesn't matter if it's summer or winter. These are great little kitchen appliances to have and use year round. So throw the food in there, set it, forget it, go to work, go to sleep. If you're doing it overnight, wake up in the morning, and your lunch for that day is done. I also love these, whether they're glass or plastic. I prefer glass containers, dishes, or square containers to use for meal prepping during the week. So recipe number 2 is I made at the same time. It's using ranch seasoning. You can add salt and pepper if you wish. I don't, because I feel like I don't need to. This is flavorful enough on its own. So I did 2 frozen chicken breasts in here in the smaller crock pot at the same time as I started this morning, and to get both up and running, chicken and the sauce and ingredients in here took less than 5 minutes. So again, very, very easy prep. And with the 2 frozen chicken breasts in here, I did probably about, I don't really measure, it's kind of a personal preference. And after you do it for so long, you kind of get an eye for like how much you need to pour in. So it was probably about a quarter, maybe an eighth of a cup. I poured in here just to coat the top of the chickens evenly. And then I added 1 half block of Neufchatel, which is 1/3 low-fat cream cheese to give it a creamier consistency. You don't have to do that. But that's just something I like to do since I don't put this on bread. I just have it kind of plain by itself. Trying to watch my carbs, but it can go very well on a tortilla wrap or a bun or a sandwich, whatever you would like. And if you don't want to add the cream cheese, that's just fine. You can add a little bit of water or a little bit of chicken or vegetable broth just to keep this from getting too dry or from sticking or burning to the bottom or the sides of the crock pot. So that's another trick where I like to use a little bit of cream cheese in there, not only just for the consistency, but to keep it all nice and even and not get too dry while it's cooking in there. So 2 frozen chickens, a little bit of low-fat cream cheese if you wish. If not, you can do water or some type of broth. And then the same thing, I put it on high for about 6 hours, and that frozen chicken was cooked and shredded and pulling apart nice and easily. I used 2 forks just to kind of go in there and pull it apart after a few hours. So what I do with this is, like I mentioned, I kind of just have it by itself, not necessarily with the riced cauliflower. I like to have it on its own. Sometimes I'll, you can even use it like as dip with chips or vegetables, like a vegetable dip. It's like a ranch flavor basically. And I should note that I don't care for the traditional like liquid ranch salad dressing. But I like this. So for whatever that's worth, I know that I've met some people over the years who also don't like ranch dip or dressing. This tastes different. I would imagine there's probably different ingredients. I don't know which ones off the top of my head are not the same in the liquid form as they are in the powder form. So there probably are fewer ingredients in here than there are in the liquid cream salad dressing. Maybe that's why this tastes different and tastes better to me. So again, just showing that for what it's worth. That's recipe number 2. Super easy. Something that kids like. I've heard from parents, clients, and friends of mine is they like this on a sandwich. If you add maybe some bacon bits to it, that's even better. Bonus for a lot of kiddos. Something other parents have done is they will sneak the riced cauliflower in here to get some vegetables in. Also, a couple brave parents have done things like broccoli. Now that's green, so if you have really picky eaters, your kids might see those little green, even if you chop them up or put them in a food processor, the green broccoli florets, try and get them really small and then mix them in here. Your kids might still notice that. But they might not, and I think that's where the cream cheese comes in handy too, is because it kind of gives everything like a nice white, creamy coating, kind of like Alfredo sauce, but much lower fat. So that again can help disguise some veggies if that is your goal, to help sneak that into your kids or maybe your own diet. So those are the 2 crockpot recipes. Third one that I did not make, but I have in the past, I've heard good reviews on as well, is the same kind of thing. So a couple frozen or thawed chicken breasts in a slow cooker, with or without the cream cheese, up to you, depending upon what type of calories you're wanting more or less of, and what's kind of like texture and consistency that you're wanting, if you want it more cream based or more liquid based. But regardless if you do the cream cheese or not, adding salsa or just simply like some pico de gallo in here, you can get it fresh, already cut up and chopped at the store in containers. Just dump the container in, or any type of salsa that you want, and to get a really nice shredded chicken and salsa or pico de gallo veggie mix that also is really good on wraps, on a sandwich by itself, in a stir fry with that kind of like this, the rice cauliflower base, or as a dip. So 3 hopefully really good ideas here, just using chicken alone. So there's a ton of other options that it can include turkey or beef or no meats. If you're looking for a meatless option, let us know. We can certainly share some of those other alternatives with you. So the last thing I'm going to wrap up with is I'm actually going to prep part of what I make every week, which I mentioned earlier. So every Sunday night for lunches for my my other half, he is a bit more of that plain, really easy eater. Actually, I think I'm admittedly a bit pickier. So Nick, my partner, he will eat just plain baked chicken and veggies for lunch every day of the week. Um, I've tried it. I did not share his enjoyments or tolerance of that combination. I need more flavor and also more variety in my lunches and my meals each week. But hey, if you don't, and if you're just looking for some cut and dry structure to follow and maybe a good routine to start with, this could be it. So what I did, this is where the Normandy style, the frozen veggies come in. I poured them in here. I normally don't do this first. I normally pour the veggies in on the chicken after, but just to give an idea. Container, I'll put the chicken in and then the veggies on top to prep the chicken. And typically I'll do this again Sunday evenings while my crock pots are cooking with my lunches for the week with the chicken recipes I just showed you. I will come over here. I will get this chicken ready. And the reason I'm sitting, if you're wondering, like, wow, she's either really short or her kitchen counter is super tall. My kitchen is just sort of awkwardly shaped, which is why there's a t-shirt hanging on the window behind me so that you can actually see what's going on here and not be blinded by the light behind my head. So I'm sitting down just so you can see me and all of the things behind me instead of looking at my waist the whole time while I'm trying to talk and duck in the camera. So just bear with me. So this pan is already, has olive oil already on it. That's the only thing that I added in here earlier before starting. Okay, here. Hi, Pupper. I have a 90-pound German Shepherd. His name is Atlas, and he has been, up until now, laying quietly right next to my chair for the last 20 minutes. And you can probably hear him walking around his nails on the floor. So that's him. That's what you hear in the background. He says hi. So I put the chicken in here. I normally do 4 or 5, but again, just for today's purposes, you get the idea. Throw the chicken on the tray. We have a regular oven, which is what my camera is sitting on right now. We also have a toaster oven across the kitchen, which is where I typically cook the weekly baked chicken. It just cooks a bit quicker. It's more efficient, either than firing up our whole oven. So use either if you have an option. If you don't, a regular oven will work just fine. Put your chicken on here. This is where the salt and pepper comes in, or whatever you want. Garlic powder, other seasonings, rosemary, thyme, sage, depending upon your preference. So like I mentioned, this is meal prepping for my other half. He just wants salt and pepper. So I just little shake of salt. Same thing with the pepper. And then in the oven it goes. And it depends upon if it's frozen or thawed. It can take anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes to cook in our toaster oven, and I crank the temperature up all the way to 400. So I'm all about maximizing my time and efficiency when this is done. Like I mentioned earlier, typically I put the veggies on the top of the chicken, but since I'm doing this in a little bit reverse order to do the demo, I'll put the baked chicken once this is finished on top of the bed of veggies here, and then you just throw the container in the fridge. So we'll have 5 of these just for Nick's lunches alone, stacked up in the fridge by Sunday nights every week. And that comes out, we did the math to cost savings of about $200 a month. If you're spending, if you're right now going out for lunch at work, let's say you're working 5 days a week, you spend roughly $10 every day on lunch. That comes out to $200 over the course of 4 weeks, over a month. So just doing this one thing alone can not only save you a lot of time, but a lot of money. Not to mention if you are kind of rotating in maybe 1 or 2 of these shredded chicken crock pot or any type of other homemade prepped ahead of time dinners can save you time and calories and money for dinner as well. So I hope this was helpful. I think I covered everything. If I forgot something, we will put it in the show notes for this demo. Also, if you have suggestions, questions, preferences that we get back to you with, I mentioned earlier, if you are vegetarian, if you want turkey, if you want beef, some other base meat alternative, let us know. We're happy to share those suggestions and ideas, maybe make a demo featuring those things in the future as well. So thank you for watching this. We hope it was helpful. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel and our Taco About Wellness podcast. Thanks.